Welcome back to the channel, and we're talking about Dogecoin. Now, there is a lot of hype, to say the least, going on about Doge, and it's seeing a massive leg up, back up to that 5 cent range. People are saying it's going to hit that 8 cent range again, and it's all happening because of one man, the one, the only, Elon Musk. I'm going to go over the charts here in a second, go over what's going on. There's not too many articles or actually fundamentals behind it because there really is no fundamentals behind it at all. But before we cover that content, I need you to do one thing and one thing only. Hit that sub button down below, leave a thumbs up, and make sure you have the notifications turned on because I'm posting videos every single day that you guys request and the stocks that I am actually trading. Let's get into it. Like I mentioned, Dogecoin is seeing a massive leg up once again after the extreme crash. But if that last crash didn't teach you anything, I'm just going to be here to discloud your judgment. Stock is literally only moving because Elon Musk made one tweet about the coin. So let's actually go over it. So let's start off from the top. We have Elon having a picture of a SpaceX rocket shooting like towards the moon, and then followed up by the classic Doge. Second up, we have, typical Lion King, you gotta love it, super original content from our boy. Dogecoin being held up like the true king it is, Simba. And then as we scroll up a little bit more, Dogecoin is the people's crypto. No need to be Giga Chad to own because everyone hates it. Giga Chad. No highs, no lows, only Doge, low key, low key. And then most of all, I am become meme, destroyer of shorts, talking specifically in Doge if you don't know that lingo. But here's something very important that we need to talk about. If you haven't learned your lesson about getting into Doge, first of all, if you're going to buy the coin, you want to buy it before anyone talks about it when it's actually dumping. That's the time you want to buy the coin. So obviously, you didn't buy the coin if you're here. At least on the dump, most likely. Looking at Doge. So every single time Elon tends to tweet, it tends to actually soar in volume. As you can see right here, he tweeted on January 29th about it. It surged 25 billion in volume. Second, today, Elon tweeted this morning, very, very early, or last night, give or take, 12 billion in volume. About half that 25 billion because it's actually seen way less of a move up. Before that, since those time gaps, we actually saw it decreasing all the way from 8 million right here up to that 3 billion, marker. And then before that, we see we're in the 100 millions in comparison. So overall, what should we take note of this? Dogecoin does not ever move. There's no fundamentals behind it. It's actually just a meme coin, stock, whatever you want to call it. So I don't really recommend myself to ever touch it. I can't recommend you because I'm not a financial advisor, but it's not that beautiful of a coin to get into if I'm ever even going to touch crypto. That's not what you're here for. You're here for the charts. I know you. You want to see the beautiful setup charts and where we're going. If you're in it, should you be holding? What should your targets be? So let's get into it. Looking at the chart, it doesn't look that terrible. Those last local highs were up here around that 0.72 cent range. That's looking pretty strong. As you see, we kind of came back down pretty hard, sideways coming up, and then we kind of consolidated in the zone. That would have been a pretty decent time to actually start getting into the position if you didn't. Now we're looking here. We actually have a trend to the upside and some trending down. But if we zoom into this position, as you can see here, it actually looks like we are somewhat flagging. So one thing I do think is going to continue to happen is our boy Elon will continue to talk about Doge. He may not. We'll have to see. Ultimately, you're gambling. Will they continue to talk about it? Will the hype continue? Will the volume continue as well going through the weekend? High possibility through the weekend this does continue, though. So it looks like we're getting an overall flag to that downside, and it looks like we're getting back above that VWAP there, and we want to get a push back to that upside. Am I saying we're going to 10 cents? This is a complete guess. 100%, there is no financial knowledge that goes into this. There's no even real charting because it's completely up to retail investors and the people like you watching this. Are you dumping your money into the stock or into the crypto? Looking at the chart, it looks like we're going to get a breakout back up to that upside of that 0.72, get that double top at least. If we push up to that 7 cent range, if I'm in this, I'm taking my money. I'm taking the money and I'm running. I'm running for the door. I'm getting all the Dogecoin possible taking it to the casino, selling it off, and leaving the casino. Because right now you are in a casino if you're in Doge. It is a 110% gamble. You are betting your money, and most of the time the house wins when you're betting like this. This isn't even a financially backed crypto. There's no actual use case for it. It is literally a meme coin. Now, you can make money off these meme coins. It's been proven. Elon most likely continues to talk about it over the next day or two. Going over the weekend, like I said, crypto tends to move very well. I think Bitcoin does get some volume as well going over the weekend. I actually have some Mara calls, so that is worth noting as well. I think Doge does have promise in the short term. I think looking at the chart, I'm not even just being a bull or a bias or doing it for hype or clout or anything like that. I think we get a push up and get a run to that 7-cent range. That's what it looks like. If it was Friday, I'd even be more bullish just because the weekend would already be here. But looking at it, it looks decent. I mean, but ultimately, I'm not touching this. I'm not getting into it. This is way out of my league when it comes to risk. I do not like this much risk, and this is gambling. That is what this is doing, except you don't even get to take some type of educated guess on the actual gamble, or this isn't a team, so you don't know who's doing better. This is just putting your money in and saying, I hope the market continues up. One thing worth noting, though, when we get these moves on Doge, you see the volume tends to spike like we did here, right? We spiked, and then we spiked again here. But one thing worth noting, though, and that I hate to mention it, is we had one spike here. So we had a 10x spike from that 200 million to 2 billion, and then we had a day right here where we had the real volume kick in. So this volume could 110% kick in tomorrow. That is one thing that you should be looking at, and the weekend is coming as well, and crypto moves the best on the weekend. This is honestly one of the more difficult ones for me to talk about because it is such an honest guess. There's no fundamentals, like I said. There's no knowledge that I can use to really tell you what Doge is doing. I've had a lot of requests when it comes to Doge, so I figured why not make the video. Looking at the chart, that's the main thing that you have to look at here. There's no fundamentals. There's just hype. That's all it is. If I had a gun to my head, Tyler, which way do you think it's going to go, up or down? Since we are at Thursday going into the weekend, I think there's a high possibility that we continue to see the upside going into the weekend to that 7-cent range. Is there a chance we break past that 7-cent range to the 10-cent marker? Anything is possible with crypto, as we have seen, especially with the power of these Wall Street bet and retail investors. You guys are just doing crazy things with your money. How I invest, this is 110% not what I do. I am totally against this much risk. The reward always has to outweigh the risk with me, so I'm not touching Doge. This is, when you come to this channel, you're going to get my transparent opinion and what I'm doing. I am not going near this coin. There is nothing but trouble when it comes to this. This is 110% gambling. So I'm not touching it. And if I had a family member ask what should they do, I would say stay away, keep the money in your pocket, and go buy one of the good stocks that I'm talking about. Again, this is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. That's going to wrap up this video, guys. If you got something out of this, make sure you hit that sub button down below, hit a thumbs up, and make sure you have the notifications turned on. Typically, I'm not talking about Doge. I'm giving you updates on the stocks that I am trading and giving you the updates on the stocks you are requesting. Have a good one, boys. Namaste.